Okay, so I don't know how this type of thing will work on the channel, but let's give it a try anyways. What's going on, everybody? It's the Amazing Gamer back on Dungeon Quest. Today, I thought I'd start a Noob to Godly series on this game because, hey, figured I might as well because I just want to. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the Noob to Godly series that people have been doing over YouTube, basically they create a new account and they go through all of these dungeons all the way up to the latest one. Maybe not Egg Island, but yeah, they basically go through all the main dungeons, including boss raids, which I'm hopefully not really looking forward to. But I really hope this series does well, and it should be a lot of fun, so let's try it out. So the way I'll do this series is I'm gonna play it differently from everyone else. So first I'm gonna need to create an alt, and then I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. There, that's better. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to play with a twist. So from all dungeons after boss raids, I will just be playing on solo as always. But from all dungeons before that, I will bring my main onto there to give them an HP boost. Now, you may be thinking, why am I doing this? Well, you guys know I do some pretty crazy stuff on Dungeon Quest already, and I like a challenge for myself. To make it even more challenging, I will not be collecting my daily rewards unless I can beat the dungeon at least twice with my current setups. So, this should be fun, and hopefully it should make me better at the game somehow. I don't really know why, but yeah, there you go. So, I do have the regular stuff here, like the starter one and the bronze dagger and no skill points, as well as the basic spells I need. Now, because I'm a mage normally on my main, and yes, this is warrior armor, but I'm just wearing that because it looks nice. And I'll just be playing as a warrior for the entire time on my alt. Though if I do get some mage stuff, I might switch, because that's normally how I play Dungeon Quest. I just go whatever class I have the best gear on. I don't really care about the spells, though for Volcanic Chambers and Aquatic Temple, I am quite favorable for one of the classes, specifically Mage, but Warrior does have some advantages, but Mage is just overall superior. So in this first episode of Noob to Godly, I'll basically be trying to grind out Desert Temple and maybe reach Winter Outpost, but depending how long I do this for, I don't really know how far I'm gonna get. I might give up at some point, but I really hope I can make it to Winter Outpost in this episode, and hopefully not make it too long. Alright, so let's get right into our first dungeon. So as much as I'd love to have the in-game music on, I really have to turn it off because I don't really want copyright, and I don't know what's going on with those guys. But I normally don't commentate over my gameplays because it's kind of hard to. But I'm gonna try it anyways, just to see how it goes. So let's get into it. So for the first set of mobs in Desert Temple, they aren't really that hard, and you honestly don't really need to get any good stuff until when Desert Hard. So I play on hardcore for Desert Temple, and probably all the way up to Pirate Island, because these dungeons are actually not that hard, even if you're just a total noob. So there we go, simple mobs. Preferably, I want warriors to be able to melee enemies to death in the later dungeons because that's just what made warriors so different. But because the melee damage scaling has been so low... Oh my gosh. Because the damage scaling has been so low, we have not been able to unless they're just on the absolute brink of death. Which I kind of hate, and I hope VCafe changes them at some point. But it's just my opinion, to make warrior at least slightly different from mage. There we go, we got our first level up. So, yeah, it's not really hard to level up, and with the 2x XP boost, it's insane how quickly you can level up. Like, literally, if you start a Noob to Godly in the 2x XP events, you could literally go to Medium or Desert Medium in literally just 1 or 2 runs. That's literally how fast you can level up. And even upon release of Dungeon Quest, or before they increase the XP, it's still pretty quick from level 1 to level 6. Which I kind of like, I guess. Oh my god, I hate these guys when they get the speed boost. Something not well known is when the Sand Hand minions hit you. This applies to Pirate Island as well as Winter Outpost. Though I have heard that Pirate Island has removed this, but who cares? When the sand minions punch you, they get a speed boost, so they're slightly faster than you, and they'll stay like that until you kill them. Which I honestly kind of hate. And about the sand giant here, they have reworked it, so it's basically a boss bot from the Dungeon Quest tutorial, which actually isn't that hard compared to before. But with warriors, it's definitely much easier, because he would always punch you when you're meleeing him. There we go, simple win, not that hard. And on our alt here, ooh, we got a purple. So I'm not going to be getting any stuff my main gets, I'm just going to be selling them. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, so first run, it wasn't really that bad. And we did get some mage items, unfortunately, though this has way more spell power than this, even if fully upgraded. Now, I'm just gonna upgrade my bronze dagger. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I basically have enough gold that I can upgrade this. Now, I don't really know the exact pots of everything, because up until the Underworld or King's Castle Nightmare, all the items upgrade less than 10 per upgrade, so I can't really calculate the exact pots until those. Alright, since Desert Temple is so easy to level up in, especially on easy, I'm just gonna fast forward through leveling up my alts up until level 6 or until I hit Desert Medium. Alright, so I'll see you there. I don't know if you were paying attention to my XP bar during the boss fights in the compilation, but what I found out was I was getting way more XP than the XP bar said I was getting. So for some reason, in Desert Temple, when you defeat the boss, it says you get 9 XP, but instead I got somewhere around 130 XP, which I think is kind of a bug alluding to VCappy's math. But I really hope they resolve this issue soon, or at least change the XP bar to make it actually give the correct amount. So yeah, that is something I found while playing the runs. So with that being said, I am now level 7, which means I can play Desert Medium. So I will be doing Hardcore again because I like a nice challenge. And also I got a Guardian helmet here, as well as a purple mage helmet and a green mage armor. Now, I'm gonna do something that most of you are probably not gonna be expecting, at least if you're high level, like my main is. But here's basically what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone has done this at some points, but I've upgraded the mage armor on physical power, and I've upgraded the guardian on physical power. Now, a lot of you may or may not notice, but before Samurai Palace, you can use Guardian pieces as separate armor if you are unlucky to get your main class. As far as I'm aware, they have so much upgrades and base power that you can fully upgrade them on power, and it'll be slightly better than probably a purple tier 2 piece from Nightmare. That is if it's in a higher color. Because I've had a moment where on my alts, or on my other alts, and yes, I do have another alt, but I'm not revealing the username right now. But anyways, I've had a case where I had a blue Titan Forged Mage armor, and it was like 3.3k, and I had a purple Titan Forged Guardian helmet, and if I fully upgraded that, it would be 3.32. So, yeah, that's basically the rundown of Guardians in the early days. And after Samurai Palace, Guardian doesn't have enough base power to match the power of lower power armor, but that's kind of sad, and I'm honestly not sure why VCafe made the off power consistent in all dungeons above Orbital Outpost. So, in case you don't know or haven't caught, all the off power for dungeons, Orbital Outpost to Enchanted Forest, all the off power for Guardian, Mage, and Warrior, they've all been a consistent value. Like, for Guardians and weapons, they capped out at 1000 or something. And for power armors, it capped out at 500. So I don't know why VCafe thought to do it like that instead of increasing them. And I have actually made a suggestion to increase the off power, even though it doesn't really matter. And I'll tell you right now that that didn't go far. So, enough babbling on, let's just get into Desert Medium and see how we do. Okay, so I don't think this should be that much harder compared to Desert Easy, because as far as I'm aware, most of the loot table in this is from Desert Easy, so it shouldn't be too much of a difference. And because of how much melee damage I deal, it's not hard at all. See how quickly we're leveling up? Holy cow. We get so much XP even though it's not really that much of a difference. Now I do know that in Desert or Temple, there's only 2 or 3 warrior skills you can get in the entire dungeon. And I think that's mostly because warriors have so much melee damage that they don't really need any skills. But mages do have a lot of skills, and unfortunately they're quite rare, actually. I know in Desert Temple I've had troubles getting spells, and I'm not sure why, but that's just how it works. See how quickly it got decimated and how much XP I got? But we got a warrior weapon as well as a mage weapon, so not a bad drop, especially since they're both purple. Okay, so my mic cut out for that entire intermission session. I don't know why I didn't catch it, but basically what I was saying is we got some items and we're leveling up pretty quickly. But what I found, we are getting gold quite quickly as well. Oh, and I have read the changelog that VCafe tripled the amount of gold you get from Desert Temple all the way up to Steampunk Sewers. And honestly, I didn't think gold was a problem. I thought getting good stuff was actually a problem. Because, in case you didn't see my older videos, you are able to beat the Canal's Nightmare and Steampunk Nightmare, and possibly Ghastly Nightmare using the previous dungeon stuff if you're using a purple set with Legendary. Now, I have a rough estimate on the chances of getting a purple tier 2. And basically how I got that was I roll a chance of getting a tier 2 in the first place. Oh yeah, we leveled up. So what I was saying is I roll a chance to get a purple item, and then I rolled a chance of getting a tier 2 item. So I have estimated that purple is around 5% of the time, and a tier 2 is about 1% of the time. It could just be my luck, which is why I feel like that, but I'm sure it's more common than that. But if it's going off the chance like that, then it would make tier 2 purple armors about as rare as Enhanced Inner Focus and Enhanced Inner Rage, which is 1 in 2000. I think that's way too rare for something like that. Though I do see a lot of people getting like stockpiles of them, and I don't know how to do it. But it can take me hours to days to get even a single piece, and even then I would get like a garbage pot or something. And here I see people getting it within a few hours to minutes, and they get god pot pieces. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do think they do take some time to get. Like, maybe I'm just somebody who just criticizes the drops every single time whenever I get garbage items all the time. But I do kind of complain about my drops if I don't get a rare piece within a few hours. But I know it does take some time to get. So, with that out of the way, I think I'm good here, and what happened? Oh. Okay, dude, this is literally 1 HP off from my other one. Yeah, we seem to be leveling up pretty quickly since I leveled up twice during that entire run. Oh, what's happening to my items? Oh, there we go. So, my mage helmet I just got was literally 1 HP lower than my old helmet. So, I don't know how that happened, but I know it can happen. But it is rare that I could get a duplicated piece, and in older dungeons, it is much more common because the random base and upgrades generator is not very high. So, now we're gonna get into Desert Hard, and I just need to do one more run of medium, but I'm not gonna let you watch through that, so I'm just gonna skip forward. Alright, as you see, we're in Desert Hard now, and I actually forgot to get my daily, because now that I've beaten it, I could get it. But I decided to hold off on it, because I kind of forgot, and also I wanted to get some hard items, instead of some easy items. So, let's go into hard and see how this goes. Okay, because we have so much, or we deal so much damage, I don't think this will be that bad. Oh, they actually have quite a HP boost. They don't hit that hard as far as I'm seeing it, but it actually isn't that hard. I mean, yeah, 300 HP compared to 100 is a massive difference, but it's not too big of a difference because of how much damage I deal. So this dungeon shouldn't be that bad. Oh yeah, I leveled up. Something I've also need to mention about Desert Temple, it is the only dungeon where the dungeons get progressively longer throughout the difficulties. This is the only dungeon to have that. Ah man, I choked. Well, there goes our first loss of the Noob Godly. I got a little overconfident on that. Alright, next round. Alright, so following that unintentional death, that was not, that was kind of my fault because I was like, this dungeon was easy, I'm just gonna breeze through it, but anyway, at least we leveled up. So we should deal slightly more damage, and I think I should be more careful because the way I play this dungeon is I think it's just really easy, so I don't need to dodge as much. So I guess I need to adjust to make this dungeon feel actually really hard. Also, I wanted to practice playing this dungeon on the hardest difficulty with starting here. I don't know how far you would get, probably up until hard or insane. But you can't beat Nightmare, definitely, because I've also tried this with Winter Outpost, with Desert Stuff, and I couldn't get past Insane, but I can get past Hard, because the main boss has too much HP for me to handle. Other than their HP, and how long it takes to kill them, we're actually getting XP quite quickly, like twice as much from Medium. So I'm really glad of that, and also I leveled up again. More physical power. Generally, when you're playing in dungeons, you don't need extra skill points for stamina, except for Samurai Palace and later. All the other dungeons, you can have all damage points, because you deal so much damage, you can kill them really quickly before they can even get a chance to hit you. Though maybe the mage enemies might still hit you, but for the most part, they cannot, because you kill them so quickly. And following what I was saying before, Desert Temple is the only dungeon to increase in length when you increase the difficulty, which I think is kind of unique and also a little annoying, fun fact. But it's a cool mechanic that VCafe tried out when this game came out, so yeah, I guess that makes this dungeon really unique. And that actually makes this dungeon a little bit difficult if you can't kill them quickly, because otherwise you'd have to connect all the groups, and if you get hit by any of them, then good luck. Alright, boss time. It has 4,312 HP. That shouldn't be too bad, although that's a massive difference since that's 4,000 more HP than the minions. And because this guy can punch me, it's gonna deal a heck load of damage. Luckily, its arm is its hitbox, so it should be easy to avoid. And plus, he only punches me after... oh, jeez. So he does deal quite a bit of damage, but it's not too major. Oh, what? How did that hit me? Okay, I'm actually gonna die here. So, new rule, I'm gonna hit this guy after he does that. Because here, I can just move back like this. Simple. There we go, we got him. And we got a warrior weapon and a mage weapon. Decent loot. It could be better though. Okay, so I don't know the pot of this warrior weapon, but I don't know if it's better. I'm gonna see, actually. I've got enough gold that I can spend it. And it's not better, so I just wasted my gold. Oh, man. The arcane spray I'll keep in case, actually, I do need to keep this, because I need 2 damaging skills, and taunt isn't gonna help me at all. So we deal like 35 here. It's okay, I guess. So let's hop into another round and see how well that goes. Okay, so using the mage abilities with warrior stuff. This actually still works. Oh, broken hitbox. But this actually still works up until maybe Samurai Palace or the Underworld, because as warriors have their own skills, and also they'll deal so little damage with mage stuff. So you'll basically be forced to use specifically warrior skills. So if you get mage skills, you can't use them because you deal too little damage. Desert, Winter, Pirate, and maybe King's Castle. Well, you can still use mage spells using warrior. Now, repeating loadouts can appear in Desert Temple, and while they are quite common, and you don't always encounter them. So, yeah, there's the loadout. So for most of my New to Godly videos, I'm probably going to play on hardcore difficulty, even if I'm going from the previous dungeon. Probably all the way up until the canals or Ghastly Harbor, because I know those dungeons are much harder than the previous ones. And believe it or not, Ghastly Harbor was one of the dungeons that I considered really hard at the time. And I know people did struggle in Ghastly Harbor as well, but I did find it much more difficult at the time. So I did think that the dungeon was beatable, but because my luck was so trash in the canals, I couldn't beat it because I didn't deal enough damage. So I basically waited on the daily rewards, and that's the only dungeon where I've had to do that because I was out somewhere there for a few days. So I had to wait for the day. Oh yay, we leveled up again. So we had to wait for the daily rewards to come out, and I did get nightmare items. And since then, I've been good in Ghastly. So I just hope that we don't struggle too hard on those dungeons once I come back to them. And as far as I'm aware, Ghastly Harbor got nerfed twice, and it's basically just HP and damage nerfs. So even with an alt on it, they will still have less than their original HP, which I'm honestly quite sad about. And I think 30 billion and for a boss is too little compared to Steampunk Sewers. Because Steampunk Sewers on Insane has like 30 billion, and Nightmare has about, oh, we're getting repeating layouts again. But Steampunk Sewers has 30 billion on Insane for minions, and Nightmare has 55 billion. So I don't know why they nerfed Nightmare again, and for Steampunk Sewers. But it's probably for the best, since a lot of people are having troubles with it. And I honestly think we should have an option to make their HP on their base stats before they were nerfed, so we would get more XP and or a chance to get better loot. Just kind of a challenge for those who really need it. So pretty much a VIP bonus, or basically the amount of a VIP bonus if you beat the dungeon on their base stats, as well as maybe twice as much chance to get rarer items. Because it would be really hard to beat them if you had the previous dungeon stuff. So that's just my ideas, but let me know how you guys think about it. I honestly would like to see that, because I don't really want the nerfs all the time. Like, sometimes I do think that it would be good to fight them on their base HP just to kind of have some fun. But hopefully it works out if they do add it. Okay, if that hit killed me, I would have been so mad. And is this a Guardian helmet? No, that's a Warrior helmet. I can tell because it has more physical power. Well, there's our first purple armor of the game for Warriors. So, alright. Okay, so now I think it would be a good time to get my daily, but before I do that, I need to join the Dungeon Quest group so I can get another item. So, give me a sec to do that. Okay, I've been hooked up to the Dungeon Quest group, so now let's get our daily. Not good items, actually. We got a Guardian spell here, as well as Mage Weapon and a bad Warrior Weapon. So, Holy Barrier. Create a Holy Barrier around yourself that blocks incoming damage. Skills with stamina. So, this is basically a Guardian skill, and because I'm not going to be a Guardian at all, I'm going to sell these. Goodbye. And now I've got enough gold. You see 16,000.8 or 16.8k. Then I'm gonna upgrade my warrior helmet. 15 spell power or physical power. Alright. So now we're set for probably insane, but I'm gonna level up first, so be right back. Okay, so I did level up my alts all the way up to Desert Hard, but we're gonna have to end this episode right here because I'm a little bit tired from grinding right now, and I've got other stuff to do. So thank you guys for watching this first episode of Noob to Godly. Let me know what you think, and I'll be back next time to grind out Desert Nightmare and go into Winter Outpost. See you guys. Bye.